James Barnes is chairman of the Horticultural Trades Association here in the UK.
Are pretty used to it. What happened there is it effectively took the number of steps required to bring a plant into the United Kingdom from about 19 steps to 59 steps. So we've already experienced a substantial cost and a substantial increase in administration in terms of that European trade. What we're now facing is another level of break in the supply chain, another cost and another whole lot of uncertainties with physical border checks at ports. And this is something that's relatively new. And we feel that the infrastructure that's currently in place will not be able to cope with the volume of trade that is normal for our industry.
And can you outline some of the specific challenges then? Because, of course, we're dealing with products that are perishable.
Absolutely. So our industry was or should be a just-in-time industry. We're dealing with live plants. They require light, they require water, and the whole piece is we need to keep them on a lorry for as minimum amount of time as possible. What is planned is that because plants are categorized in a high-risk category from a pest and disease point of view, that they will be, if they are all stocked and checked at these inadequately serviced warehouses, then we will have queues of lorries and the trade will grind to a halt.
And potentially, can you see any upside to Brexit, such as trade deals with other countries, importing plants and flowers from other countries? Is that something that the industry would like to see?
90%, 95% of our trade is really with Europe from an ornamental horticulture point of view. So that's where our key focus is, rather than any broader, wider trade agreements.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've been a leader in this industry for many years. What is it about the English and the British and their gardens and buying flowers? Why does it endure, despite it being perhaps quite a prohibitively expensive hobby?
Well, I wouldn't say it's an expensive hobby, and you're right. I think we're sometimes classified as a nation of shopkeepers. I think we're actually a nation of gardeners. There are 30 million people who participate in that activity on an annual basis. It's the UK's greatest hobby, and of course, that whole COVID lockdown piece really did underwrite all of that kind of mental health and well-being piece that gardening could offer people. So I think we've seen a growth in the number of people who participate in gardening over the last 2 years.